Maybe you've experienced this before. You get paid. For a few hours, maybe even a few days, you feel lighter. You tell yourself things are going to be okay. But then, life starts happening again. The rent is coming. The bills are waiting. Something unexpected needs fixing. And somehow, even though you're trying your best, that feeling returns. That heaviness. That exhaustion. Not the kind that comes from hard physical work. The kind that follows you into bed. The kind that sits beside you while you're eating. The kind that turns small decisions into stressful ones. And if you've ever wondered why being broke feels so mentally exhausting, it might not be because of the money itself. It might be because of what constantly worrying about money does to the mind. Take someone like Jack. Most people looking at Jack wouldn't think anything is wrong. He has a job. He pays his bills. He gets up every morning and goes to work like everyone else. From the outside, he looks fine. But every morning, before he even gets out of bed, he checks his bank account. Not because he's obsessed with money, because he wants reassurance. Just for a moment. A quick confirmation that nothing has gone wrong overnight. And if you've ever done something similar, checking your balance before buying something, doing mental math before ordering food, feeling nervous when your phone rings because it might be another expense, then you already know this feeling. Because being broke is rarely just about lacking money. It's about living with uncertainty. Most people can recognize physical exhaustion. They can see someone carrying heavy boxes, working long hours, standing all day. But mental exhaustion is harder to notice. Nobody sees the calculations happening in your head. Nobody sees the moments where you stare at a price tag longer than everyone else. Nobody sees you reopening your banking app 3 times in one day. Nobody sees you lying awake at night, wondering how much one mistake would cost. And that's what makes it so exhausting. Not one big crisis, 1,000 tiny worries. Every single day. Maybe you've noticed something strange. Even when you're technically resting, you're not really resting. You sit down to watch something, but part of your brain is still worrying. You scroll your phone, but the anxiety is still there. You try to relax, yet your mind keeps drifting back to the same questions. What if something happens? What if I'm not saving enough? What if next month is worse? What if I never get ahead? It's like your brain refuses to clock out. And after a while, that constant background stress starts consuming energy. In the same way, a phone battery drains faster when dozens of apps are running behind the background. This is the part people often misunderstand. When someone is financially stressed for a long time, small things start feeling harder. Replying to messages, making appointments, learning new skills, planning for the future, even things they genuinely want to do, not because they're lazy, because they're mentally tired. There's a difference. A person can want to improve their life and still feel too exhausted to start. A person can care deeply about their future and still spend hours doing nothing. A person can know exactly what they should do and still struggle to do it. And that's frustrating, because then the guilt arrives. Now you're worried about money? And worried that you're not doing enough about money. For many people, the fear isn't actually about this month. It's about what happened before. Maybe they grew up watching their parents struggle. Maybe they remember times when there wasn't enough. Maybe they've already experienced what it feels like to hit zero. And once you've experienced instability, part of you keeps preparing for it to happen again. Even when life improves, even when you're doing better, even when you're technically okay, the mind remembers what it feels like. And that's why financial stress feels different from many other problems. Because it follows you everywhere. Into conversations, into relationships, into your sleep, into your plans for the future. And after enough time, you stop feeling like you're building a life. You start feeling like you're constantly defending one, trying not to fall behind, trying not to make mistakes, trying not to lose ground, trying not to go backwards. And that's exhausting. Maybe that's the part people don't understand. Being broke isn't only difficult because of what you can't buy. It's difficult because of what it demands from your mind. The constant calculations, the constant uncertainty, the constant feeling that you need to stay alert. And eventually, carrying all of that every day starts costing something. Not money, energy, attention, peace. So if you've ever felt exhausted, even when you haven't done much physically, if you've ever felt guilty for being tired when your life doesn't look that hard from the outside, there's a chance you're not carrying physical weight at all. You're carrying uncertainty. And sometimes, uncertainty is heavier than people realize.